As the pain at the pump continues to affect drivers across the country, U.S. Senator Deb Fischer addresses the issue during a hearing yesterday on Capitol Hill. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Nebraska U.S. Senator Deb Fischer participated in the Senate Commerce Committee's hearing on petroleum markets and high gas prices on Tuesday. Fischer highlighted the harms that President Biden's failed energy policies are having on consumers at the pump and the administration's ongoing effort to shift blame for high gas prices to Vladimir Putin and the private sector.
The administration has doubled down on blame shifting, claiming that, quote, the reason why the price of gas is going up is not because of the steps the president has taken. They are because President Putin is invading Ukraine.
Fischer has co-sponsored a bill to expand usage of American biofuels to help tackle the energy crisis, as well as legislation to ban Russian petroleum imports. Well, Nebraska lawmakers have failed to overrule Governor Pete Ricketts' veto of a bill that would have forced him to apply for $120 million in federal pandemic rental assistance, leaving the state as the only one to flat out refuse the aid. Supporters in the unicameral fell one vote yesterday of the 30 they needed to overcome the Republican governor's rejection of the money. Lawmakers who pushed for Nebraska to seek the extra aid say it makes no sense to turn away the money.
If you don't do this, there will be a cost. There'll be a cost at the county level. There'll be a cost in our safety net at the state level. How do you like that? You turned your back on the federal government, acknowledging the fact that there's a COVID effect and people need assistance for a period of time to get back on their feet, to get those wage increases that are lagged in rural Nebraska.
Ricketts and other critics argue that Nebraska still has $30 million in unspent money from an earlier round of federal aid. Ricketts said previously that residents must guard against big government socialism, where people are incentivized not to work, but are instead encouraged to rely on government handouts well after an emergency is over. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Welcome back. Charges have been dismissed against a 26-year-old Minutair woman for her purported role in an October assault that resulted in a man being thrown out of a moving vehicle. Brianna Talbert was arrested last fall following an investigation by the Nebraska State Patrol. Last month, her co-conspirator, Jose Frias, pleaded no contest to a charge of possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person, and the other two misdemeanor charges were dropped. Talbert's case was dismissed yesterday with prejudice, and Frias is facing up to 4 years in prison when he is sentenced on May 25th in Scottsbluff County District Court. Well, a 50-year-old Scottsbluff man who was arrested last May after allegedly attempting to sexually assault a 16-year-old girl has been sentenced. Edward Collins pleaded no contest on the Class 2A felony of attempted first-degree sexual assault earlier this year in District Court. Collins was staying at a friend's home when he pulled down their 16-year-old daughter's pants, but was caught in the act before he could do anything further. On Friday, he was sentenced to 6 to 8 years in prison, and he'll also have to register as a sex offender. And Republican Nebraska Governor hopeful Jim Pillen has picked Joe Kelly, a longtime career prosecutor, as his campaign running mate. Kelly is the criminal bureau chief in the Nebraska Attorney General's office and previously worked as the U.S. Attorney in Nebraska as an appointee of former President Donald Trump, overseeing federal prosecution in the state. As the country's top law enforcement officer, Kelly oversaw prosecutors of a variety of crimes. Pillen says he recognized Kelly as a reliably conservative leader in law enforcement. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your midweek forecast, plus a changing in the guard of coaching for the Morrill boys basketball program. We'll have that right after this.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
I really like how our OB department takes our limited amount of doctors and turns it into a strength. Even though we only have a couple of people, you get to know them well over your entire pregnancy. We have 2 state-of-the-art labor rooms that are new with our last addition. We have a couple of very nice postpartum rooms also right here in the hospital, so they can get as much time with mom and baby as possible.
Trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. This is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
We've got a coaching change here in the region. That'll be the focus for today's update here at the TV Sports Desk. Earlier this week, Morrill High School announced that John Boswell would be taking over as the next boys basketball coach for the Lions program. Boswell set to replace Terry Lofink, who stepped down following the end of the season.
I think just coming on board, working with Terry, gave me a lot of confidence. You know, him bringing me on and Guru co-signing that was a big step for me to get back into the game at the high school level. So working under him, seeing how he coached from an X's and O's standpoint, game management standpoint was really beneficial for me. So that gives me some excitement, some encouragement going forward, taking over the job and building off the foundation that he laid.
Boswell has the 1 year under his belt at Morrill, working under Lofink, and this will be his second head coaching job in the Panhandle. He was the head coach over at Torrington High for the 2014-2015 season, and Boswell says he's learned a lot since that 1 year stint with the Trailblazers.
I think just looking in the mirror, reflecting on your own mistakes, reflecting on things that went well, the things that didn't go well, listening to others, working under coaches, taking advice from people, studying the game, attending camps. I think as you get older, you mature a lot more, and that's kind of normal, right? It's supposed to happen that way. And so as a younger coach, I was a little more aggressive. I think that I was eager, and I'm still eager, but you can't save the world in one practice one day. You can't change culture that way, and it takes time. It takes time.
The program at Morrill now on solid footing for Boswell after the work that's been done by Terry Lofink over the last 4 years. Lofink just felt the time was right for him to step away right now.
You know, throughout the year this year, I just really, as the year wore on, I just felt that, my tank was going on empty, and when at the end of the year, I kind of reevaluated. I reevaluated it, and I didn't want to make a decision just on emotion, and so I sat back about 2-3 weeks after the season and just said that, I think it's time for a new voice and somebody new to come into this program, and I'm just excited that Coach Boswell wants to step up and take it over.
In his 4 seasons as head coach, Lofink posted 52 wins, the quickest any other coach had reached that same number of wins. 52 at Morrill was a 9-year span.
Getting an opportunity to get this Morrill program down to the WTC tournament, play at Cougar Palace, coming out of that thing with a medal a couple years ago was a really cool deal for these guys, and we were able to win some games, and obviously there's some things looking back I would have liked to have done better with, but overall I think the program is in a great position.
So let's spin it forward a bit. Morrill having to play in C2. That's tough for the program. What's the future looking like, though, as Boswell takes the reins from Lofink?
We lost a group of seniors, but we still have some kids coming back, continuing the summer tradition of playing, trying to get in the gym. I think the biggest part of this would be the kids that have some continuity, like I said, with myself being an assistant coach, now taking over the job. So there's a smooth transition. Similar philosophy, similar terminology. Also, me being a math teacher here helps. I'm in the halls, I see the kids on a daily basis, the relationships that are being built, the accountability. Those things all tie into boys performing well on the court.
John Boswell set to take over Morrill High basketball from Terry Lofink. That's the latest today, a little feature right here on the FNBO Sports Desk Update with the Rural Radio Network.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. The Community Calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, the Scottsbluff Police Department is teaming up with the NHTSA for the National You Drive, You Text, You Pay High Visibility Enforcement effort. From now until Sunday, officers will be out in full force to enforce texting and distracted driving laws to make our roads safer for all road users. Scottsbluff Police say that drivers caught texting and driving will be cited. According to NHTSA, between 2012 and 2019, more than 26,000 people died in crashes involving a distracted driver. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. See you here next time.